Hello, my crafty friends. Today I'm sharing my second play with the May 2024 Sheetload of Cards. It's a sketch and cutting guide that Alicia from Call Me Crafty Al provides to her YouTube subscribers. So it's free to subscribe to her YouTube channel, and once you're subscribed, you can download your own Sheetload of Cards, again, free of charge. She does have a channel member, and there's extra bonuses and stuff, and all that information you can find on the Call Me Crafty Al YouTube channel, and I will link this Sheetload in the description box below. Now you can see I actually do have a printed copy here. When I did my first one, I couldn't kind of make my way to the printer, but I have cleared a path, and I really do like to have a printed copy because then I can flip through them and I get inspired again by the sketches, and especially if all of a sudden I need to make kind of multiple cards. So this one, the yield is 8 cards, and I had a note in my planner to make the kids back to school cards, the grandkids rather, their back to school cards in May. Summer is so busy and there's not as much time for creating, and all of a sudden, boom, it's like the middle of August and I haven't made their back to school cards, and yeah, time gets away from me. So the past couple of years I've made notes to make sure that I do these back to school cards in May, and I pulled out the Sheetload again for that. Now Alicia debuts the Sheetload on the 1st of each month. And then on the 2nd of each month, she has a process video with tips and tricks, and also her collaboration team share their videos on YouTube, and the Instagram team shares their cards. It's always so inspiring to see what everyone does with the same sketch and cutting guide. But for this one, I would highly suggest, if you're going to make it, that you watch Alicia's process video on May 2nd, because she's got some good tips for cutting. So that you don't end up with a bunch of strips like I did with my last Sheetload. So with the Sheetload in hand, and knowing that I wanted to make back to school cards for our 5 grandkids, I pulled out this School Days paper collection by Miss Kate's Cuttables. I've had it for several years. I probably got it on Amazon.com when we were visiting Arizona one year. I really like it, but of course, I'm finding with 12 by 12s, man, you get a lot of cards out of a single package. So it lasts me for years and years and years. So I did pull out a couple of the full sheets to make my cards today. And I'll just see if I can stand that back up there without it collapsing. Anyhow, here are my cards. So as I said, I was going to make the back to school cards. Here's one of them. Then I decided I didn't want all 5 so similar. So 3 go to one household and 2 go to another household. So then I thought, okay, I might as well make some teacher thank you or teacher's aid thank you cards at the same time. So I have 2 of the cards for the grandkids, and then the rest are thank you cards for teachers, teacher's aides, etc. And then the leftover papers and some scraps that were left over from different projects in the pad, I made the remaining 3 back to school cards, and I'll share those closer to August, I guess. Anyhow, so these are here's the 4 with the blue on the background and the little owls in the center. Oh, and I forgot to mention that this month's Sheetload is Alicia's take on a fractured card, and I'd never made a fractured card before, so that's with these strips here. And it was, yeah, as I said, then it was really fun, and I couldn't wait to do it again. And yeah, I did another one, and I still think they'd be beautiful done for the holidays with holiday printed papers, and then foil or metallic on the cardstock strips. So these cards, the thank you, and I've got 2 of these with the coffee, teach, grade, repeat, one with yay, back to school, and then one that says thank you. On these ones, here's the second yay, back to school. So these ones have the owl as the large panel and the striped as the smaller panel. And I have 2 thanks and a thank you there. So what I used for those is this yay die with shadow, and that is from the Stamps of Life, buried back here. So the shadow was cut out of white cardstock and the yay out of black, and then they easily adhere together. Now the back to school, I used my label maker. I just typed in small print, back to school, left 3 spaces, back to school, left 3 spaces, back to school, and I had my little strip of 5, and then some of them I trimmed down, and I just used scissors to trim them down. Oh, I did adhere the label to a strip of white cardstock, so it had more stability and I could pop them up with foam tape. For this one, I just used scissors to trim it down, and then also I used scissors for the little fishtail banners. So there's the yay there. Now I did use the hip hip hooray and this large hooray on the other cards that I'm not sharing. But this one has the thank you with shadow, and that's here. And that is from Simon Says stamp. And this one is the opposite, where I did the shadow out of black and the words out of white. Now, when I do my cards, my sheet loads, I do the decorative panels. I get them all ready and then attach them to the card fronts. Then I start looking and deciding what I'm going to use to decorate the front. What are my embellishments going to be? Once I had the words, I kind of wanted something else. So that's where those apples came in. And they are, I'm just going to pile these here. They are stickers from, I just got them from Amazon here in Canada. There's a whack load of them, so I went to town and used a bunch of them, and I will probably put them on the envelopes too, because there's just so many of them. They're just so pretty, and I liked the size of them. I wasn't sure. I'm terrible at ordering online and trying to visualize the size, but I was very happy with them. So for these apples, I just adhered a bunch of apples to white cardstock and then quickly fussy cut them out. So again, I could then use that kind of stable piece to pop up with foam tape. So the thank you was done with regular height foam tape, and then the apple was popped up with thin foam tape. I really like the pop of color that gave them. Also inside, they're all done the same. So I have strips of washi tape and then an apple sticker. And the washi tape, I'm pretty sure is Doodlebug. I take the packaging off and don't keep the packaging and really don't pay attention to who makes what. In my washi tape drawer. I think I got these last spring, and I really do have fun using them on the kids' school themed cards and teacher cards. So that's the inside there with, I love that color, and thank you for all you do. You're an A+. Is from Simply Sentimental Teacher, and it is by Trinity Stamps. And I'll just take this out here, make it a little easier to see. Oh, I should have done that ahead of time, sorry. So there's all of these teacher dies that I haven't even had a chance to play with. I got these last year, and there is a pencil slimline that I can't wait to play with as well. They're just more ideas than time to create right now. But great stamp set, and then all of these teachers can be die cut with the coordinating dies. So thank you for all you do. You're an A+. That's where that sentiment came from. And let me see, I think I've got some, the ones for the kids back to school, they're just blank inside, so I can write them each a message. And then this thank you, teaching is a work of heart. I've shared that before. That is the penny black teacher sentiments. So just some different sentiments inside the cards. And then this thank you here, that is the biggest wish from Stampin' Up. I have no idea if it's still available. I got it the year it came out, and I really, really like it. It's a nice, bold sentiment. Then I punched it out with the Stampin' Up. I think it's called a label punch. Anyhow, that's what I used for that. So there are my cards and what I've used. I've got lots of teacher thank you cards that I can give to our daughters for the grandkids, teachers and aides, and what I don't need this year or they don't need this year, I will save for next year, and then I'll be ahead of the game. And then these two for the grandkids for back to school. But I think my favorite sentiment is this one, coffee, teach, grade, repeat. And that's again from Penny Black's Teacher Sentiments. To teach is to touch a life forever. Fun cards, love the bright, happy colors. And you know what? I can still see me making another one of these May sheet loads. It's amazing how quickly they go together. Alicia is just a whiz at figuring out how to do the cutting and the layouts. So if you need to make multiple cards, even if you had completely different sentiments, you didn't need 8 thank you cards or 8 birthday cards. You could just use your pattern papers to have cards bases then ready to add a sentiment to, and that would be a good idea if you needed to build up a card stash. If you enjoyed my video today, please hit that thumbs up. I will have my blog linked in the description box below, as well as the May Sheetload of Cards down there. And that's it for me today.